When do you need an attorney? When you've had an accident. We're going to find out from Brent Stewart, who is the founder of Stewart Law Offices, and we're right here at his Beaufort office. So when do you need an attorney? You've slipped and fallen, and you were at the grocery store or whatever, and you're hurt. So is that when you call an attorney?
I think the quicker you call an attorney after you get hurt, the better advice you're going to get. So if you're in a store and you fall, call an attorney. It doesn't hurt you to call the attorney to protect your rights. If you get better in 2 or 3 days, if you call me, I'll say, I don't think it's worth to pursue a claim, because I think there is a level of injury that kind of merits going forward with a bigger claim or a lawsuit. But when you're hurt and you feel like somebody else has contributed to that injury, then I think it's time to call a lawyer.
All right, so let's talk about the different types of personal injuries that can happen.
Okay.
Obviously, car accidents.
Yes.
Bike accidents.
Yes.
Motorcycle.
Yes.
What else?
So, well, with those three, negligence is a little bit easier to prove. And negligence is what you have to prove to have any type of a case. Okay. When you're driving down the road and somebody rear-ends you, it is clear the person that rear-ended you wasn't paying attention, rear-ended you, and there is negligence. Other cases may be a little different, like slip and fall cases. You have to show that there was a situation that was negligent, that they had notice of the condition, and they had the time to remedy the condition. So there's a little bit bigger elements to that kind of case. So be it a car wreck or a slip and fall or any other kind of accident, call an attorney immediately so you can A, know to protect the evidence, and B, find out if you even have a claim.
So Brent, how do you work with insurance companies to benefit your client?
Well, I think the way I work with them now is a lot different than I worked with them before when I was younger. When I was younger, I kind of felt that maybe arguing and everything was the way to go. Now I think that giving the insurance company the most information possible and feeding it to them in a way that best suits my client is the way to go. So we try to upfront with our letter telling our clients are hurt, we want to make sure that we list every single part of their body that's hurt. You call me and you say, my neck hurts and my right arm hurts. If I send in a letter and don't give any body parts, and later say it's the neck and arm, that seems to be less credible than if we'd say it day one. If I send a letter in and say, your neck hurts, and then 60 days from now I say, your neck and arm hurts, I think that makes it look less credible. So I think it's important up front to communicate with the insurance company all of your injuries. That's why it's good to have a lawyer with you when you do that initial, because they're going to call you for an initial consultation. And I think we've all been taught by our moms, don't cry, don't cry. Well, in an insurance conversation, you don't want to cry, you don't want to be over dramatic, but you do want to list everything that you possibly think is hurt. Because if not, they're going to come back and say, why now? Why now have you brought it up?
And why the initial is so critical, because you don't want to change your story down the road.
Well, it just looks like, so now you want money and you've added a body part. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So if you put everything into the medical records up front, don't exaggerate, but just make sure that even though your finger is just a little stubbed, just mention it. If it goes away, you don't have to hold anybody responsible for something that goes away, but if it gets worse, you want to make sure that it's documented.
Are most of those discussions over the phone, or are they through email, or all of the above?
Now they're all of the above. Like I get phone calls from the adjusters, texts from the adjusters. A lot of times if it's something I'm trying to do critically, they all have my phone numbers now. Okay. But emails, letters now, not much through snail mail, but like I'll still do letters and have them scanned and sent out. Okay. I think there's something better about a letter, but that just might be because I'm 60, like rather than just an email, but I like the letterhead and scan it out. But all those forms of communications happen daily with insurance companies.
The most important thing is to communicate every
detail. The most
detail.
important thing is to communicate, and I think what you're doing by hiring an attorney is getting someone that communicates with them all the time. And that's what is important.
And knows what to communicate.
I think that's important. I think people sometimes say too little, and then people say too much. Okay. And keeping it somewhere on the road is the way to be.
Good advice from Brent Stewart with Stewart Law Offices.